Well, welcome into Caldwell County today. I'm your host for the day, Keegan Matheson, because we're talking a little bit of sports today. And today I have joining me Mr. Jeff Link, Athletics Director for CCNT Athletics. What is that like? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's one of about 4 jobs I have at the community college.
I know. I was like, how do I intro this guy? Because you have so many hats.
Yeah, it is. But athletics is one of the main hats that I wear. So we have at Caldwell Community College, currently we have 3 sports. We've got men's basketball, we've got baseball, and we've got softball. We are adding volleyball, hopeful to get those young ladies started on the court next year in the fall. So we're kind of in our planning stages with that. So we'll have 4 sports. Would love to add more. That may be on down the road as we go through, but right now that's our 3 main sports with volleyball coming on next year.
Yeah. Does that have to do with Title IX probably?
Yeah, we do. We fall under Title IX because we receive federal fundings. And so Title IX covers more than just athletics. Most people think it's just athletics, that you got to have the same amount of men's sports as you do women's sports. And that's just a tiny fraction of Title IX. Title IX falls as far as your hiring policies. It also falls as far as your sexual assaults and sexual harassment, different things like that falls into it. So we have somebody who deals with all of our Title IX issues. But athletics, when most folks in the sports world hear Title IX, they think, okay, you've got to have the same amount of women's sports as you do men's sports. And that's kind of a 30,000 feet view of it. It does entail a little bit more of that. It does. You're looking not so much equal numbers, but you're looking at equity. Are you doing the same thing for your male student athletes as you are for your female athletes, and vice versa? I
see. Okay, so could you maybe describe what the difference in the body from NJCAA and NCAA?
Okay, yeah, we're the NJCAA is the National Junior College Athletic Association. We're a collection of 2-year schools. So when you think of freshman and sophomore years, now what we like to do is to give student athletes an opportunity to participate, to hopefully earn a scholarship at a 4-year institution and to go on to a 4-year institution. Right. So just like the mission of the community college at Caldwell, when you're looking at transfer students that are looking to get their first 2 years of college out of the way before transferring to a 4-year, it's the same thing with athletics. If they can compete at the 2-year level and then move on somewhere else. We do have some of our athletes that do that. Some of them kind of the 2-year level is it, and they'll go on and do something else. So it gives them an opportunity. We have the NJCAA headquarters are in Charlotte. We have schools all over the United States. We're in Region 10, so they divide the nation up into different regions. We compete in Region 10, which is Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, the community colleges that choose to participate. There are some private schools. It's not just community colleges. You have Spartanburg Methodist, Lewisburg. Those are private colleges that are 2-year institutions. So we do have those schools in our region as well too. But most of them are community colleges like Caldwell. Some of them have a wide range of sports that they offer. Some of them are like us. They just offer a couple of sports here and there. It's divided into 3 levels. There is Division I, Division II, and Division III. That's not based on your size. That's based on how much athletic aid that you provide to the student athletes. Are you giving scholarships? Are you providing books? Are you providing housing? Right now we compete at Division I in basketball. We don't offer any athletic aid or any housing, but we left that door open to be able to do so. So if that does come about in the next couple of years, we'll be able to do that with our student athletes. So we compete at Division I. With baseball, we're at Division III. Again, not offering any aid or support that way as far as athletic scholarships, but we wanted to do that as we started our program to get on good footing. We are Division II right now currently in softball. The reason why we were Division II, there weren't any Division IIIs in our region, so we went the Division II route with that. So we've kind of got, when you think of athletics at the NCAA level, you think of Appalachian State as being Division I, or Western Carolina or NC State being Division I, and then you think of Lenore-Ryan as being Division II, and their entire athletic programs compete at that level. In NJCAA, you can kind of pick and choose which levels you want to compete at.
Right. Well, a little bit about me. I actually went to CCNT.
Okay, great.
And I transferred into UNC Chapel Hill. So
I'm sorry. I'm an ABC fan.
Are you? Okay. Okay. Anybody but Carolina. I see how it is.
That's good.
But anyway, I just love how affordable the community college experience is. And you say that there's no economic aid yet, but still, these kids are getting really good education for bare minimum, basically.
Yeah, because we're financial aid. Our students can apply for and receive financial aid. We do have scholarships through our foundation. So we operate like that. And I was kidding with Carolina, but that's what I tell students all the time. You can start at Caldwell. And if Appalachian, we have Aspire Appalachian, which is a seamless program that you can get into Appalachian. Same thing with Gardner-Webb. We have our Gardner-Webb Bulldog Bound program. But we have students that go on and go to some big colleges. For example, University of North Carolina is one of those schools at Chapel Hill that is one of those schools that we have several of our students transferred to. I've got my stepson finished up with his Associate in Arts and Associate in Science from Caldwell, and he's at St. John's University in New York right now. So, there's a lot of our students going to do some great things, and those opportunities are available for all students, not just athletes, but all of our students.
Speaking of students going on to do great things, have you had any success stories in your athletics programs that have transferred to, a Division I school or even a Division II school?
Oh yeah, we have countless. Not wanting to name names or anything, because if you name one, you'll name others. But yeah, we've had several that have gone on. We've had several. I know folks watch. Maybe they watch the Netflix series, The Last Chance U, with the football and the basketball. They've done one now for basketball. We're not like that. It does show a side of it. Those are obviously, some of that is for cameras and different things like that. It shows some other sides of it. But there are some similarities with that. We do have some students that, I wanted to go, maybe I wanted to go play baseball at this four-year institution. It just didn't work out, or maybe I wasn't ready for that, and grade-wise or maturity-wise, and so I've come back home, and I'm going to do 2 years at Caldwell and play 2 years of baseball, or play 2 years of softball or basketball, and then go somewhere else. It's more of that happens than we have going on. You have more that come back to us and then go on somewhere else, and so that's pretty cool when that happens. You'll get some student athletes that will sign, and going off to college and playing athletics in college, it's a lot different than playing at high school. And so you look at the academic support, you look at the tutoring, the different things that these major colleges have in place, and sometimes students still don't make it, and so they have to come back home and get their feet underneath them, and so we offer them an opportunity to compete, kind of rehabilitate themselves, if you will, academically and maturity-wise, and then give them an opportunity to go on and play somewhere else.
Amazing. Well, speaking about success in your athletics program, you had your basketball team made it to the championship game in Region 10. Is that correct?
Yes.
This past year?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, what happened there is Brunswick was really good last year. So we've been runners-up in Region 10 Division I the last 3 years in our tournament. 2 years ago, the pre-COVID year, the 2019-2020 season, we were ranked, made it up into the top 15 of the national polls for most of the season. USC Salkehatchie had a really good team, and so we were 29-4. 3 of our losses were to USC Salkehatchie. They're a really good team, and all by close margins. I think they beat us down there by like 10 points, beat us at home on a last-second 3. And then in the conference tournament championship game, which would have sent us to the national championship out in Kansas, we had a lead in that game late in the ball game. They came back and won at the end. So our men's program, though, competes at a very high level. Coach McIver does a tremendous job, and year in and year out, just with those guys and with that program, and so we're excited to have another good season. Looks like this year too. We've got a lot of great student athletes, and so we'll get over that threshold one day. We can get to that championship game, and we come up just a little bit short. But last year it was kind of a miracle run for us because with the COVID season, and we had some injuries and different things, so we were playing under 500 towards the end of the season, and we made a little bit of a run and got into the tournament, ended up finishing in the top 4, so we were able to host a game, and there was an upset, so we ended up getting to host what was the semifinal game, and we won the semifinal and had the chance to go down and play Brunswick. So that was, as I said, Brunswick they were kind of built last year that everyone knew from the beginning that was going to be a tough team to beat. And we went down there, competed well in the first half, ended up they beat us in the second half. But we did. Now, their only home loss last season, we did hand them their only home loss when we played them in the regular season. So that was a little bit of a feather in our cap.
Yeah, it's a feather in your cap. I mean, before we get to the Cobra Classic that you came here to promote, thank you for coming. What about the success of the basketball team kind of opened the doors to get a baseball team and a softball team?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what facilitated that?
Yeah, we've had men's and women's basketball for a while at Caldwell Community College. And going back, if you go back 10, 15, 20 years ago, we've had volleyball before, we've had golf, we've had some other sports. But in what I call the modern history, it's been men's basketball and women's basketball. Women's basketball has been hard to sustain numbers-wise, so we made the difficult decision in the spring to get rid of women's basketball for the time being, and we're going to bring volleyball in starting next year. But with baseball and softball, anyone who's lived in Caldwell County for any amount of time knows this is a baseball county. Folks love baseball, from the Little League down to the success that South Caldwell's had, winning state championships. High Brighton's been good in recent history. In the area, the local teams around us have been good. The Legion team, Caldwell Legion, has 3 state championships to its name. So it's a baseball-rich community. And so we felt like that was something that would take off, and so we started. This will really be our 3rd season. We had the COVID year that kind of interrupted things. We got our fall season in, started our spring season. I think we got maybe 12 games in before we had to pull the plug on it. So last year we were able to get a full season. And again, after that full season, we went actually in region play for our division. We went undefeated. Made it to Sunday of the championship game and had to lose twice. And unfortunately, Rockingham, who had the experience of being there, they were the defending regional champions. They upset us in the first game, and we were out of pitching. They were out of pitching. It was just going to be who was going to make the fewest mistakes. I think the final score in the last game was 12-10. Not a lot of defense. It was all offense. So we learned some lessons. Though we learned that we need to have a little bit of a stronger pitching staff going in to be built for those tournaments. So I look for us. We return. The good thing about COVID is all the guys had that eligibility to come back. They got what they called their COVID season. So we returned the bulk of our team, picked up some great some great additions recruiting wise, and so we've got a really good squad this year. So I think we'll compete well. Softball, the same thing. This area is softball hungry. South Caldwell played for a championship 2 seasons ago and won or 3 seasons ago, and then won a state championship 2 years ago. So we poached one of their assistant coaches off of that South Caldwell team, Scott Triplett. He's our head coach, and Scott's been in the travel organizations for a while and travel ball. So he's really built a good program. They won the Western Division of Region 10. It's divided into 2 regions at the Division 2 level, and so we won the Western Division for our first year. We were excited about that, and again, kind of like baseball, got into the tournament and realized, whoa, this is a little bit different than what we were expecting. But again, we returned the majority of our team off of that squad from last year and have some great recruits, and they're working hard. So Coach Pate with our baseball team and Coach Triplett with our softball team do an excellent job, especially building a program from the beginning, and so we expect them to continue to have that same level of success.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like you got a lot of exciting things happening in the athletics program over there at CCNTI. So let's get into the Cobra Classic.
Yes.
So what you came to promote.
Yeah.
19th annual. I didn't know you guys did this 19 times.
Yeah.
But let me make sure I get the dates right. It's Thursday, October 14th, this year, of course, at the Cedar Rock Country Club at 1 p.m. is what the listed
lunch
time.
at 12 o'clock.
Lunch at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, a couple of things that we're looking for. We'd love to have sponsors, because this is our biggest fundraiser. This is how we pay for. I need to put this out there. We don't pay for athletics using taxpayer money. So there's not like a pile of money that's over here that we say, okay, we get funding from the state government or we get funding from the county government, and we're going to use that towards athletics. Everything that we do off of athletics comes from either our fees that we charge, like our student activity fees, help to fund that. But the majority, the bulk of our fundraising comes, or the bulk of our revenue comes from our fundraising. So this is a big deal. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and we certainly like to have as many participants as we can, but we make our money off of our sponsors whole sponsorships, tournament sponsorships. So do want to say thank you to Grace Heights in Morganton, the retirement community in Morganton. They've come on as our corporate sponsor this year.
Cool.
And are putting a big amount of money towards that. So we're excited about that. Inlow Insurance has also stepped up and has given us gone above and beyond, doing as one of our sponsors for the tournament this year. We've got a great relationship with Farm Bureau of Caldwell County. They've given us some big money as well too. So we're looking for corporate sponsors that can come up, and for $1,500, we'll let you come out there and do whatever you want to do. If you want to put up a tent, we'll put signage, we'll put everything. But it's a way to get your name out there to the folks that are playing and most of our folks that are playing are in the business community. So it's a good way to network and do some things there. So we're excited about that. We also have whole sponsorships available for $100. And I'm not a golfer, but when I first got into working these golf tournaments, I thought, okay, you've got 18 hole sponsors. No, you sell as many as you can. If you got 3 or 4 signs up at each hole, that's great. So a lot of our local businesses do sign up as hole sponsors, and again, we give them a hole with their logo on it. We give them some opportunity to advertise at the tournament, and if they want to give something out at the tournament, they can. So we do that. We have a lot of folks, big businesses, that give us what we call in-kind gifts and things that we can give out, donations, prizes that we can give as door prizes. So if you're a business owner, if you're a graduate of Caldwell Community College, if you're a resident of Caldwell Community College, if your business is in Caldwell County, what better way to give back to Caldwell Community College than sponsoring our golf tournament, supporting our athletics through that. And again, we'll take the big sponsorships, $1,500, but we'll also, if you can do $100, great. If you hey, business is tough this year, the economy the way it is, can't afford that, but maybe I own a restaurant and I can give you a gift certificate to give away as a door prize, or maybe I have a t-shirt or I have a golf umbrella or something I can give away. We'll take that as well too. So it's a big fundraiser for us, and we're excited that we've got Grace Heights and Morganton, Inlow Insurance coming on with us, Farm Bureau Insurance. So we're looking for other businesses out there. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, you can let us know at Caldwell Community College. Just go on the website and look up Jeff Link in the directory and send me an email, and we'll certainly get you one of our sponsorship packages. And we're also looking for players as well too. We'll take a team of 4. It's $60 an individual, or $240 for a team of 4. We'll take registration right up till the tournament starts there on the 14th. So find you a foursome and come out and play. And we've got some cash prizes. That's the thing I'll let you know. We always give a good little goodie bag. We'll feed you lunch, and then we have a chance for you to win. I think the winning team takes home $400 this year.
Fantastic.
So we've got some door prizes. We got closest to the pin. We got furthest drive. So we'll have some prizes for those folks as well too.
Oh, awesome! So you got some like runner-up consolation kind of prizes. Awesome.
And it's for fun too. That's the good thing. It's a good chance to get out and play golf and have some fun with folks and network with folks. And if you don't play golf, if you're like me, I don't play golf. Mm-hmm. How can you get involved if you don't play golf? This is something new that we're trying this year. Well, I won't say it's new. It's something we're trying to improve on. We're going to do a half and half raffle at the golf tournament. So we've started selling tickets this week at the community college, and I'll be putting this out on social media and putting it on blast. But if you want to come by up until Wednesday evening, if you want to come by the community college and buy a half and half ticket, it's $1 for one ticket. It's you get 6 for $5. But if you would like to buy a raffle half and half ticket, then we will do the drawing out at the golf tournament. And so that's your way if you want to compete and have a little bit of fun and support athletics at the same time. So we're hoping that half and half takes off and that we're able to give away a good jackpot and at the same time get some good money for Caldwell athletics. So if you're not a golfer, or if you can't play golf that day, you can swing by the college up until the 13th, and we'll sell you some half and half tickets.
I tell you what, I mean, catcher's gear is expensive, so I mean, you gotta get as much money as you possibly can.
Yeah, things that you don't think about. Travel, we have to pay for our buses for travel. The insurance that we have to carry, that's not cheap. We have to write a check to an insurance company to pay for our insurance. Officials fees, we have to pay for our officials, the booking fees to get those officials. So there's a lot of money involved in athletics, and we don't make a lot of it back on gate receipts. We do sell tickets to games and make a little bit of money that way back, but most of it comes through our golf tournament. Most of it comes through donations like that. So anything anybody can do. If athletics speak to you and you want to come out and compete and see what the competition's like as far as if you're a student athlete, we'll certainly talk to you about coming out as a player. But if you're a community member and this is a way that you want to give back to an entity in the community, and it's really changing lives, because a lot of our student athletes, we were one of, there's 58 community colleges in North Carolina. Last year, not this year, but last year, going back to the fall of 2000, spring of 2001, we were one of just a handful of community colleges that actually had an uptick in enrollment. Most community colleges, they had a decline in enrollment. And when you look back, and we've got between last year 4 sports teams, and we've got close to 100 student athletes. That's a big thing. So if we weren't offering athletics, what would those 100 student athletes be doing? Would they be in college? Would they have that opportunity? Don't know. So it gives these student athletes, it gives these students a chance to compete, but also gives them a chance to really get some education and change their life.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta get at least something there. Associate's degree, something.
Associate degrees right now, especially in the technical areas, pay more than a 4-year degree.
I know it.
Yeah. So, and with a lot less college debt. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So we've got some of our technical degree programs that kids walk out. I say kids, there's adults that are in there as well too, that folks walk out with that associate degree and they can go and make $60,000, $70,000, and they've got $2,000, $3,000 invested in their education. That's folks are walking out with 4-year degrees and struggling to find jobs right now. So it certainly has its advantages.
I mean, with a name like Jeff Link, though, you'd think he'd be a golfer.
No,
on the links.
No. I'm a runner, not a golfer. I'll run, but I don't golf. Yeah.
Coming soon, track and field.
No, we won't have that. We tried to do a 5K this year.
Oh, really?
Just couldn't get enough interest in getting it going, and so we're hopeful. That's one of our fundraising ideas that we have, that hopefully in the future we can get the 5K off, if nothing else, do virtual. But there's a couple of 5Ks. Poovey Chapel Baptist Church, they do a 5K down in Hudson that's well attended, and that was kind of where the idea came from last spring. Gosh, if we can do something like that. They have the 4-mile sundown here in Lenoir. I participated in that just a couple of weeks ago in Lenoir and had a great time. So I'm hoping maybe we can get a 5K in the future off the ground and running, no pun intended.
Look at him go. So when is this Cobra Classic again?
Cobra Classic is coming up Thursday, October the 14th. 12 o'clock we'll eat lunch, 1 o'clock shotgun start, 4-man team, and captain's choice.
And 18 holes.
18 holes.
That's aggressive right there. I don't know if I can do 18 holes, but that's awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Keegan.
And thank you for watching Caldwell County Today.